as you know, here on RC Model Reviews, we don't just put stuff together, we take it apart. And this is the transmitter. Now, everyone has seen what these look like from the outside. They've got two aerials and two sticks and this little fancy pop-up screen here with a little shade so you don't get the sun reflecting off it, but you can see there is still a lot of reflection off that screen. It doesn't have an anti-reflective screen, doesn't have a matte screen, it's still a shiny screen. So we'll see how that works out in reality, but let's fold the screen up because what we want to do is have a look inside. I need to change the mode. So I've already taken the screws off the back of this thing and I'll just gently lift the back off and let's see what we find. Now, there you go. I'll just zoom in a bit on this, I hope, so we can have a closer look. There we go. And move the camera around since I don't have a cameraman. And here's what we've got inside the radio. Now, there's this huge big main circuit board here, which has obviously a whole lot of the stuff on it. This is the little 5.8 gigahertz receiver module that I'm using in the FPV backpack setup with the receivers for the FPV backpack, which is good because maybe we can use the 5.8 diversity system that I've built with the little Hawk Spy. We'll find out. But one thing I've noticed immediately, I don't know if you can see it yourself, is this antenna has a wire that goes off to the 2.4 transmitter section. This one has a cut-off wire. See that? That wire is, I'll lift it up so you can see, that wire doesn't go anywhere. It's been cut off. So somewhere along the line, they've changed the design and said, well, this isn't working for us. We need something different for the 5.8 gig receiver. And let's have a look at what they've actually used. In here, there's a little bow tie type arrangement there, a biquad antenna by the look of it, and that's what they're using for receiving the video, which explains why in the manual it says for best operation always keep the transmitter pointed at the aircraft. So this is a directional antenna. It's like a patch. Basically it is a patch, and it receives signals coming from the top of the transmitter directly is the best place to have it. But that actually is a bit silly because we have this aerial here which will normally be in the way if you leave it bent down like that. So you want to make sure that aerial's right out of the way if you're going to get best video reception. Otherwise this will be blocking some of the signal if it's pointed straight at the model. There we go. So flight tests are right. This is a dummy antenna now. It's just crazy. You think they could have done something better than that, but never mind. We'll see if it works. That's the bottom line. Now I've got to fart around with this little friction strap here and some springs to make this into mode 2 or mode 1 from mode 2. So I won't bore you with that. I'll get on with it and we'll see what happens next. I've done the mechanical aspect of the mode conversion. That was probably the easiest mode conversion I've ever done. Just involved removing one screw and putting it over the other side and that tension strap. But one thing I noticed here when I had it apart, actually I'll take this, unplug the battery connector so we can get at this without the back floating around. One thing I noticed when I was looking at it is this stick doesn't move freely here. And, oh, which one is it? This one. And you notice it's because this wire's jammed in there. The stick won't go all the way down. The wire actually catches on the thing. Quality control. Quality control. You think by now, especially, I mean, quality control's not so much of an issue if you're selling to experienced flyers who, you know what they're doing, but this is aimed at complete novices, we're told. Now I've just moved that out of the way. And that, there's still other stuff dragging. The sticks are pretty crap, to be honest. I mean, they're pretty cheap and nasty, but hey, it's an RTF. You don't expect much more from an RTF. And this is going to be the throttle. It'll have a tension on it anyway, but with the tension strap on and wound up to quite high tension, that isn't a problem anymore. The throttle stays down, so not a big deal. Right, let's put some batteries in this baby and see how it goes. Right, she's all back together. Now we're on mode 1, my preferred mode, and we're going to put some batteries in this baby. And this is where you might not be so happy because although it comes with a LiPo for the plane, you have to unscrew this little battery hatch here. And once you do that, you see it's got an 8 AA cell holder. Oh, take us back to the 90s, why don't you? So you're going to have to get yourself some alkaline batteries or some rechargeable batteries. Although, since it takes 8 cells, you could pop a little LiPo in there too, or preferably a lithium iron phosphate. Although I'm not sure, I have to do a check later on to see what voltage it actually needs, because the little LCD screen may not work on a lower voltage though. Most of this stuff is 3.3 volts inside here. So again, I'm a little bit wasting all the power that you're going to have you're going to be using 2 out of the 8 batteries. The rest of them just go up in heat. But as I say, it's a consumer product. People know AA batteries, they're happy with them. And fortunately, here are some that I purchased earlier that are, so I'll throw those in there. Now, it's worth noting that I won't expect a long battery life because that backlit LCD screen is going to suck quite a bit of juice. But I'll tell you how long the batteries last anyway. Let's go through the process involved in changing modes electronically. We did the mechanical change. It says hold down the Enter key for 1 second to enter the setting status. Let's turn it on first. Oh, look at that. System initialized. Wait for it. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Give you a better view there. See, there's a bit of glare off that screen. Pair with plane. I just want to go into there 1 second. Well, that's more than a second. Nothing's happened. Don't tell me I have to actually have the plane going before I can change anything. Exit. Nope. No, can't do anything. Won't let me do a thing until this bit. It says hold down Enter key for 1 second to enter status. No. So Chinese need to get Chinese manuals are a bane. I mean, I'm just following the instructions. Doesn't work. So I have to get the plane going before I can change the modes electronically. Okay. Not a problem. Wonder if I have to bring that down. No, makes no difference. Okay. There we go. It's in the air. It's flying. Hands off.